Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025 pre-market report. And you know what? You could probably tell I'm disgusted, and I am disgusted. Everything that you and I have been talking about for as far back as you want to go is happening now, and it's accelerating. This economy is coming apart rapidly. The stock market, all right, is what it is. Also, the worst April since 1932, since the Great Depression. We are moving into something yet to be defined, people, and none of this is by accident. This is all deliberate. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of headlines here, and I'm going to read a few things to you that you're not going to find shocking if you follow this blog. But what we're talking about is people behind the headlines here that are hurting. And this first one here is the worst of it. Small businesses warn they're at risk of closing. Now, if you recall, this is something we spoke about what happened from as far back as you want to go. U.S. small businesses here are under direct attack. The tariffs are not helping. The weak currency right now, the US dollar losing purchasing power, is being cited as the number one reason why US small businesses are warning that they're at risk of closing. Now, this is no surprise. What would you expect in this kind of environment when you have central banks working with their leaders, okay? Not we the people, okay? Because we the people want to return purchasing power to the currency. When you have a sitting president, I'm talking about the vomitous puke, Donald Trump right now, screaming from rooftops that the Fed needs to lower rates now, meaning let's destroy the purchasing power even further, and you got small businesses here being wiped out. This is by design. President Trump realizes what he's saying, and it's a wipeout of the economy, of the middle class, and small businesses. So I'm going to just read this to you. Small businesses warn they're at risk of closing. Let's do this. U.S. Small Business Survey finds more business owners since the pandemic, scamdemic, are now at risk of closing, citing higher input costs. Imagine for a second if we were returning purchasing power to the currency instead of stripping it away. Imagine for a second if we had a real president who was looking out for we the people, not working with the Federal Reserve to allow them to fulfill their goal of being the lender and buyer of last resort, to dissolve the economy, to erase the middle class, and to force small businesses to close. We called this, you and I, right here. We said we were going to see waves of small business closures. Now we have, again, this is what one small business owner said. Are you ready? There is nothing I can afford to do in addition to what I'm already doing. If things don't change, I will be finished. This is one business owner said in this survey, whatever that was, this report. This is an incredible thing. The economy is its worst shape since the Great Depression, and the stock market just had its worst April since 1932. Stock market volatility. Major indices are experiencing significant declines, with the Dow Jones Industrial levels on track for its worst April performance since 1932. How many of you really believe that this is just a comedy of errors that got us here? That this is just by chance that we're here right now? This is an accident that we're here right now. That the US dollar is getting erased. That is getting erased. Now this is interesting. Look at this headline. As the dollar falters, world central banks are treading a tightrope to devalue their currency or not. They're all doing it. Have you been hearing about the European Central Bank talking about raising rates, or the Bank of Canada, or the Bank of England, or the Federal Reserve? No, they're all talking about, well, we're going to be lowering rates, and now you have a president that's saying the same thing, but it's a game. How about this one? They know it's a game. Trump attacking the Fed Chair Jerome Powell is a public relations play. It's a game, and you and I called it. I guess this person here, who did this, Brett Aarons, he must have the same playbook that we have, because we called this before it even happened. We know what they're going to. This back and forth nonsensical play between the President Trump here, who is a demonic entity sent straight from hell to destroy all of us with Elon Musk. They're tag teaming us here. Okay. To wipe out the economy, to destroy the middle class, to erase small businesses here. Well, that's what's going on here, to make us all dependent on the system. People, does this sound familiar to you? I've only been outlining this for you for as far back as you want to go. They're not done either. More dependency on the system must be created. More slaves to the system must be created here so they can issue in their new system. They want people on their knees. Then they want small businesses gone. These major corporations here, they got oceans of cash sitting behind them here, and they got shareholders too. Okay. Fine, all fine and dandy. U.S. small businesses, they don't have this kind of luxury to sell their debt off to the highest bidder. So U.S. small businesses are under attack directly by President Trump, calling for lower rates, colluding with the Federal Reserve to destroy the purchasing power of the dollar even further. And you, my beautiful friends, are paying for every freaking piece of it. Imagine that. Let's move forward here. How about this one? Late credit card payments have hit a record high. People can't survive. Defaults across the board are occurring. People, we are moving directly into something greater than the Great Depression. Do you not see it yet? Are you not able to see this? Now we got the 10-year yield bouncing all over the place here. U.S. Treasury Yield slips on lack of progress on global trade negotiations. There's no progress here. Zero. Although you're going to hear there is. President Trump's going to tell you how great everything is going. Same thing last time. You remember the China deal that never happened? Negotiations are going well any day now. Everything he said during his last tenure was a lie as well, just as it is now. The only thing President Trump did that was good and it needed to be done was secure the borders. Everything else has put the United States way worse off than it's ever been before since the Great Depression, and we're seeing it unfold right now. This is not an accident. This is not an accident, people. Wake the freak up. If you still think that this is some kind of 5D chess here, we're being destroyed from freaking within. Now let's go over a few things. The dollar index was getting a slight bump today. But the dollar is going down. The dollar is going down by design. It's over for the dollar. It's not going to get a lifeline. You know that. Trump is working with the Fed hand in hand. It's a game. Don't take Greg Mannarino's word for it anymore. Listen to Brett over here. Where was that? Brett over here. Where is it? Here. Brett. This guy. Trump attacking Fed is a public relations play. It's scripted. It's all scripted. We know it's scripted. When is President Trump, let me ask you, those of you that support President Trump no matter what he does, when is the man, creature thing, puke, vomitous mess worse than Biden or anybody else we've ever had here, okay? And I despised Biden. You know I despise that man. I destroyed him every day, okay? But this guy makes Biden look like a saint even though Biden was brain dead. We can establish that, right? When is President Trump going to come out before the American people and say, okay, this is why we need to cut rates, why the Fed needs to cut rates today. This is why I want the Fed to devalue the currency. This is why we're seeing small businesses get wiped out as they're citing input costs because the currency is gone. We're losing purchasing power. The U.S. dollar is being erased. Other nations looking for alternatives as safe havens. The dollar right now should be markedly higher on a relative strength basis. You know that. But we're not seeing that. All we know, because the dollar is being decimated by design to issue in the new system. It's an incredible thing to see. It's right in our face. 10-year yield all over the place. All over the place. Now we're at 4.43. Again, why is it rising? Because people are dumping debt. Nations are dumping debt. And who's buying it all? The Fed. The Fed wants to buy all the debt. Why? To put them in a position of ultimate power. When a central bank, in this case the Fed, is allowed to issue debt, again, how does a central bank lower rates? Let's say tomorrow, Jerome Powell says, you know, the economy is really in bad shape. We're going to start cutting rates now. They're going to start cutting rates soon, believe me, multiple times. And this play with Trump is a joke. And they think we're too stupid to recognize it. It's going to happen. But let's just say this happens here. And the dollar loses more purchasing power as it is right now. Again, how does this happen? How does the Federal Reserve lower rates? Can it just say it? Can they wave a magic wand here? No. They have to get into the market and make it happen. They have to create cash out of nothing, which is, of course, their goal, to inflate and then buy the debt. It's a revolving door on an epic scale, and this vortex, issuing debt through one door, buying it back through another, is massively inflationary. But no one's going to tell you that, least of all President Duppy Trump. You know what, man? I really have to tell you, I've come to despise this thing. It's not even human. I'm talking about Trump here. Stock futures this morning are higher after yesterday's pretty significant sell-off. I'd be willing to bet this is just a little dead cat bounce. Commodities higher. Doing well here, people. You know what I'm going to tell you. Bet against the system. Become your own central bank. You gotta own hard assets. Silver remains Gregory Mannarino's favorite asset of all freaking time. Cryptocurrencies higher across the board. We are literally watching the system come apart. And it's no longer a slow motion train wreck. It's happening faster and faster and faster. President Trump was selected to finish the job, to help the Federal Reserve finish their job, to become the lender and buyer of last resort, to own it all, to bring us to our knees so we beg for a new system. Small businesses are being wiped out. Any surprise to you? No, we said it was going to happen here. The big corporations here, they can weather the storm. They don't want any competition. They want the mom and pop shops gone, finished, over. You understand? And the weaker dollar, of course, what does that do? It helps the multinational corporations take advantage of the overseas exchange rate so they can make profits while U.S. small businesses and entrepreneurship is gone. This is the reason why Trump was selected. There was no election. And I told you this before it happened. Whoever they chose, whether it was the cackling Kamala or the illustrious Trump, would be the biggest traitor to this nation in its history. And that's exactly what we have here. President Trump is a traitor to this nation. He's destroying the economy from within, wiping out small businesses from within, wiping out the middle class from within, only to help enrich the 1% and 2% as well. What you expect in this environment? You think I got it wrong? I dare you. Tell me where I got it wrong. I dare you. I dare any one of you to tell me where I'm getting this wrong. Because you know the truth. It's hitting you right in your freaking face, and you know it in your spirit that what I'm telling you is true. And yes, I am angry. When I see here, I walk around here where I live here in Bradenton, and I see businesses closing all over the place. Breaks my heart. The blood, the sweat, the tears, the hopes and dreams that went into building these small businesses, now they're being erased. And with regard to unemployment, with people getting laid off here, there's already hiring freezes pretty much across the board with major corporations. The layoffs are going to be coming in waves. We are marching right into the second greatest depression of all time. Again, we haven't seen what we're seeing now with regard to the economy or the stock market since the Great Depression. So you think we've nailed it to the wall, you and me? You think we have? Yeah, I think we have too. And I can't imagine. I hate to even think about it, where we're going to be in 5 months from right now with debt and deficits hyperballooning out of control. By that time, the Federal Reserve will already be cutting rates here. And President Trump and Powell are going to be laughing at us behind closed doors. Everyone knows it's a game. Brett knows it's a game. I showed you what he said. It's just a public show. As you and I called, well, way before it happened. Anyway, guys, listen, man. I love you guys and girls from the heart with all I got. And I mean that we got to unify. We have to come together. We have to. Look, man, they're using every tactic in the book to bring us to our knees. And I can't tell you how important it is to realign yourself with the source right now, people. We got to come together with the source and together, because we're going to need each other. We are being erased. We are in an economic meltdown. And the stock market, well, we'll see where that goes. All right, right now, it's not looking too pretty. Again, the worst April since 1932. Anyway, well, we got this anyway. Let them play their games. We're going to look out for each other. We're going to take care of each other. This pride of lions, and you're a part of it worldwide, okay? We look out for each other ways. And then, of course, you're going to get the bots and the shills in here, and they're going to try to twist your mind. It's not real. Understand. Use your own God-given intellect, okay? And it's not too hard to see that everything that we've been, and I mean everything that we've been covering for as far back as you want to go, it's happening right now. If you got something out of this video, I want to hear from you. Even if you didn't, tell me where I got this wrong. That's my challenge for those of you that think Donald Trump walks on water. And he's not the duppy sent from hell to destroy the United States dollar, wipe out small business, helping the Federal Reserve to fulfill its goal to own it all. Do you see it yet? Do you see it yet? Maybe, possibly. Are you starting to? I believe you are. No matter where they put you, whatever box they put you in, the blue box, the red box, you should be in your own, but you should be in a box with God the Father, the Almighty, the Creator of all things. That's where you belong. Sound about right to you? Share the video, please, people. Get it out there. Let people understand what's going on. All right. I'll see all of you guys later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. I got you. We got each other because we're connected to the source. And how can we possibly lose? That's all.